mainly because of their position of power, that they would be conscious or unconsciously able to put women in an uncomfortable situation and flirt with them and either legit or feign ignorance as to how that really was harassment because of their position. Oh. Because they're not where they are because of like their looks per se. So
hold on. You know, for a minute I was gonna let that go. I was like, wait. I think that's actually a tiny bit of shade.
So it's like I think that shade. I mean, clearly they're an intelligent guy. I think deGrasse's cute, you know, but they lead with their intellect. I would say.
Ooh, you trying to say they're like mind pimps?
So, I mean, it's no different than a Harvey Weinstein. His ass is ugly, but you know, because of their position, you'll sit and have a conversation with them, and even when it got uncomfortable or sexual or awkward, you might not automatically throw a drink in their face or slap them or be like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
Interesting. All right, good to know.
I don't know. I felt like once Charlie Rose got it, I was like, Neil deGrasse Tyson about to get it.
Cock-a-doodle-doo. Bam, bam, ba-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da 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 da. Da da da. Yeah. All right. Yes, y'all. It's Nyaze, and I'm joined by.
Hi, y'all. It's Melissa.
Yeah, I'm joined by. I'm co-joined with in the bonds of holy matrimony. Although we are our own people, and not under the malevolent influence of codependence, because there's always a you in the we. Brought to you by Emotional Wellness. Hi, guys. We are a podcast about things. If it's the first time you're tuning in, this is we're a married couple out of LA. We're black, and we talk about politics. Oh my goodness, what is that? And someone is what in the hell is this? Oh my goodness, somebody's trying to call me. You cannot do that right now. I am on a podcast. You cannot call me right now. I'm so sorry. But we are a married couple out of LA, and we talk about things like politics and culture and our kids and ourselves and our opinions. Lots and lots and lots of our opinions. And we're happy you joined us, and we're glad to be here with you. All a couple hundred of you who join in every week to dig what we have to dig. That being said, it is late already over here on the West Coast. The babies are in bed. I don't think they are asleep. I am tired. Mel is tired. She's had a long day. So let's just get into it, shall we, guys? Let's just get into it. Gosh, what's the biggest story in the world right now, Mel? What do you think?
Oh, right. That's what I was doing. I was looking things up.
Yeah, we're
forgot.
Happens sometimes.
Forgot.
I was I'm looking through now to normally start with Trump be Trumping. So I was trying to think if there's any Trump be Trumping news or any major news stories going on. Obviously, I guess it's important. You guys want to know that Congress has approved a short-term spending bill to avert the shutdown. That's been on your mind. You've been worried about that. You've been sweating over it. So that's great. You can jump anytime, honey. I'm just going to keep looking through these stories until I see something that really catches my interest. You may be, if you have a 401k, you may be interested in the fact that the stock market is currently in a death spiral over the last couple of days, in particular today, because Canada arrested the daughter of the CEO or president of Huawei, which I am probably brutally mispronouncing, but Huawei or Huawei is a Chinese electronics manufacturer which has recently come under attention internationally for being perhaps the source of some security risks in other countries.
Why did they arrest her? Is she running things?
She is the CFO. This is actually the daughter of of the CEO or the boss of Huawei. And so she was arrested in Canada on triggered by a what do you call it, an extradition request in America, but she was arrested in China. I mean, sorry, in Canada, and so the Dow dropped 780 points in response to this over heightened anxiety.
That's like some fraud shit.
Yeah. So the thing right now, basically, the issue right now with Huawei is
white collar crime.
Super much, but
she
it's
was
also
on
like
her way to first class. It was like, sorry, miss.
You
have to get off the plane.
No, America said you can't go. It's actually some Game of Thrones shit. Like, you can't leave this castle because
when is
you're
Game
gonna
of Thrones coming back? I can't wait another 5 months.
I just saw they got a trailer,
it better
a teaser.
Be fucking good.
They got a teaser out for the new season. It looks
Speaking of those
pretty
guys,
pretty
those two
good.
Random white guys who took over our lives. What happened to that? Was it like some slave shit where it was like reversing? It was like Black Americans owned
the Civil War. Yeah.
They, you know what I'm saying? They was like, we're gonna write it. So whatever happened, and then there was the backlash.
Yeah.
And they were basically like,
no,
we are straight white Christian men. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Just kidding. They never officially said that. But
their actions
was a little
did
bit of
kinda
a
say that.
because they were like, no.
Actions-
Give us a chance. We got this.
Yes.
And everybody was like, that's what you always say.
So that was,
So there's that. And on that led me to think of the Golden Globe nomination. Shout out to Barry Jenkins for his nominations for Beale Street Could Talk, and obviously Spike Lee and John David Washington for their nominations for Black Klansman. But really what made me think of was they're nominating the hell out of Green Book, which is kind of pissing me off because even the family that it's supposedly based on of Dr. Shirley is like, they left out some shit. And why is this story about this black man basically told through the eyes of this white man? The racist white man who has to realize black people are good people too because he's driving Miss Daisy, except Miss Daisy is the black dude. Moreover, in the nominations, Mahershala Ali is nominated for Best Supporting Actor. I'm like, how is the motherfucking subject of the movie and the story even exists, the supporting character, and nobody thinks there's a problem with it. And it was written by like 4 white guys.
Well, clearly Mel is ready
and
to jump.
They got nominated on some screenwriting shit.
Well,
like,
clearly Mel is ready to jump right into Catching Hell.
Is that Catching Hell? That's like the de rigueur.
No, that's definitely
Hollywood award season, but
exactly, which is
it just kind of all led me one to another.
Absolutely, Catching Hell. Not to be confused with the imminent threat of impending global world war.
With who?
Well, just look at the global things going on. Russia is currently in open war with Ukraine. They just invaded Ukraine.
What you talking about? Putin and the Saudi prince, they his homies. You didn't see the dap?
Oh yeah.
No, dap they gave each other.
That's all well and good. I'm talking about the wars. Yeah, I know, 100%. So even that is kind of like an ominous sign of the global stage changing. But also the fact that we're holding a Chinese citizen, or Canada's holding a Chinese citizen at the exact moment that we're trying to renegotiate all these trade deals, as well as they just called this truce. Trump and Xi Jinping, just call this trade truce where they're not going to up the tariffs and shit no more, which is ostensibly a good thing, especially when you look at a GM about to fire like mad people and start making cars anywhere the fuck but America because y'all aren't buying enough trucks. Aren't buying enough sedans and regular cars.
It was the little coupes. I saw one after our last podcast. Chevy Cruze.
I could have told y'all that. The only time Americans ever wanted small cars was after 9/11 and gas got real high.
And what was the car?
No, there was no car. It was just you couldn't afford to have a Hummer no more. So for like 3 years, we got small cars.
Fine, no one's stupid enough to get Hummers anymore, which was the incredibly ridiculous, absurd trend. At least out here in LA, it was
kind of crazy. It was a good minute. It was a good minute where everybody,
a Hummer on the city streets.
It didn't make any sense.
But now I was on the freeway and I was just looking at how many SUVs and compact SUVs are, and like, basically like a nice new Range Rover is like what, $70,000.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're still out here spending money on shit we really don't need.
Well, gas is cheap now, honey. Gas
but
is
it's
cheap.
not.
I know, but it's cheap now, so
But
that's
it's
why
not.
I know I don't understand anything anymore. But I also understand that China and America have been at its throats not only because of the tariffs, but because of a dispute of the South China Sea. We like the shipping lanes being open the way they are. They are they're doing shit like building islands out in the middle of the ocean just so they can claim shipping routes. So all I'm saying is that if you have family in the military like myself, pray for them, because it looks like it looks, all the signs point towards some bad shit happening in terms of like international relations. So
I think what people, maybe some people in politics and government, is starting to realize, like, I thought that the whole like super dap that Putin and the Saudi Arabian prince gave each other was really telling, because it wasn't a three-way with Trump. Trump is the art of the deal, the businessman.
Yeah.
Everyone's been talking about, did Putin help Trump get elected? And then Trump isn't going after the Saudi prince for the murder of the journalist Jamal Khashoggi.
Yep.
All of that, right? But really, at the end of the day, what I saw was that Trump ain't got shit to do with it. The two men with money and real power use this buffoon who wants the appearance of power. And then at this summit, all of these heads of state and international leaders are talking with each other, moving around the room, doing the politicking, tricking thing.
You're talking about the G7?
And or G20 or whatever it was. And Trump at one point was sitting at the table by himself, rubbing his own arm, trying to keep himself awake or something.
Well, did you hear
because
that?
No one was there to shake him. Nobody was talking to him. And so the one thing I was going to say was, we all do need to be praying, because what it is being shown is that as he unravels all of what they want to call the globalist agenda and all this shit, where the U.S. was seen as a key figure, whether it was economically or related to climate,
or militarily.
Yeah. Because he's got this bullshit, do it America's way and America first. Everyone's like, well, motherfucker, you know what? There's more countries than America now, and some of us got money, so we don't really need your ass. And they're literally leaving him out.
Yeah.
Literally, even his quote unquote friends, the people he admires, the people that he's rolling with, the people that he knows, are leaving him out of the discussions. So it's not even about, do we need to impeach him or what's Mueller going to reveal? He is taking the U.S. out of the conversation. So whether Trump is there, continues to be our president or not, we are at a serious disadvantage on the world stage because of his idiocracy. He can't even keep up the pretense because he's blindly following this BS agenda that he doesn't even know how to implement.
Well, it's like,
even if you're saying America first, even if you're like America first, we're the shit, follow us, we're the leaders,
right.
Then motherfuckers should be listening to you. You should have something new to say and be still the fucking leader. Run the deal. The deal.
It all boils down to, pick your metaphor, it goes back to the fact that Trump is he's a con man. He's a really fucking good kind of man.
And he's old as fuck now, too.
He's old, but he's also just dope. He's really, really dope at finesse. We got to give him that. If nothing else, he knows how to. He looks.
But that's what I mean.
He looks at shit and calls it fertilizer.
I think at the G20, that image was all beginning to crack.
Oh,
that's what I mean. If he could still run the spin.
Well, that's the problem. Like you said, he can't focus.
At this point, he's not
saying
effective. The shit. He's not creating the sound bites anymore.
He's not an effective
It's only
person.
the dummies here in America who listen. Nobody else is listening anymore.
No, nobody overseas takes him serious as a
that
strategist.
Is going to affect our bottom line.
It's already affecting it.
Exactly.
Like our stock market is spiraling. The Main Street. Another funny thing is that if you look at the polls, you look at all the people that voted for Trump or whatever, and they will tell you that they are super happy. They're like, they think that things are going better and that it's trending better. But if you ask black people the same thing when Obama was president, they said the same shit.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't even think anybody's pockets had received a check.
Nah, but
it was like things is going good.
But if you clearly there's some placebo political effect.
I feel positive
I
about
feel
the
like
future.
the future is wide open. Like we could do anything.
Think
we
good
want
things
to.
is on the horizon.
I'm
Hope,
saying,
change. I'm feeling it.
So it's just it is something to be said for the even though Trump is ineffective. And you know what's funny? Tucker Carlson of all people,
Oh Lord,
came out and said basically that Trump doesn't keep his promises. I mean, of all people, he was like, I don't think he's that kind of president. Like he doesn't have the attention span. He doesn't take things seriously enough. But what he does do is that he changes the conversation. Like before Trump, he says before Trump, we weren't even talking about immigration like talking about. Like we weren't even having that discussion. We weren't having a serious conversation. But anyways, yeah, you could take the content of those conversations on their own merit. But I find it interesting that even on the conservative Republican side, you got motherfuckers who are just like, I don't know what to tell you about Trump either. They're like, we don't know what to tell you either.
This is what I'm saying. 2 years in, like, continue to spin the web. Like, we should still be like, what's he talking about? Like you can't even convince us that we're gonna get shit anymore.
No. Well, and also,
like no one, like he's not even continuing to say the things he said. You know, like the part that we care about, like what we're gonna get.
Well, it's worth mentioning. It's worth mentioning that in the background of all this, in the background
her
of
face
this,
really disturbs me.
In the background of her collapse, my wife is looking at Lena Dunham's face.
Actually, I'm not looking at her.
She is blocking it out like it is the sun, and she is a vampire.
You know, I don't know what it is. She's
grave.
just that one bitch that really gets on my fucking nerves. And I gave the show a chance. I've read many an article, and it's just like, no, bitch, no. We got to talk about that. I did have that on there.
We're definitely going to get there. But what were we talking about with the right before that?
Just that Trump's art of the deal is literally falling to smoke.
Well, we also bring up in the background of Trump's public psychological dissolution is that Robert Mueller. I'm joking. I'm almost joking at this point. But Mueller has clearly got some good shit because he's like walking around like the fucking cat who stole the canary.
Was it our dear friend Ben, or was it Alan? Not to mix my white guys, but
white guys with glasses.
My woke white guys with glasses,
yeah.
But. Yeah. One of them that we know had posted that basically Michael Flynn had met with Mueller's team like 19 times.
Yes.
19, yo!
And in contrast to...
and nothing's been leaked? That motherfucker sang like a bird.
Airtight.
Like, what?
And in contrast, homeboy, who's the
Cohen?
other dude? Not Cohen, the other one, the one who ain't cooperating. The one who lied even though he said we just talked about him last week. Manafort. Manafort. Manafort,
right.
And Manafort lied and by way of contrast, Manafort lied so much that Mueller basically said like, fuck that, no, we don't.
Yes,
send that nigga to jail. Send him to jail. They're like, send him to jail.
Manafort was like, fuck it, I lied. Send me to jail because I'm not even going to spend the night there. Trump did say he was going to possibly pardon Flynn. And Flynn was like, "Oh, you don't got me. You don't got my back.
Yeah,
you don't got me.
He said, I'm just a good man.
I'm out on my own.
Yeah,
we're done.
I ain't got no secrets.
Okay,
I ain't got no secrets. I'm open.
I'm
an open book.
Him and Mueller are BFFs now.
So clearly, there's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes. You know, Trump submitted the written answers to Mueller's questions. I just think that there's a ticking time bomb going off. I don't think it necessarily means that Trump is going to get impeached or anything
telling
like
y'all
that.
That's a waste of our money.
Yeah, he's not going to get impeached, but I do think he might get embarrassed sufficiently so that his odds of getting reelected in 2020 are greatly diminished.
I think that's a much better plan because if we give Pence enough time, all he needs is that pulpit, that visibility to build the campaign. Then people will be convinced, well, let's give him a try. Can't be worse than Trump. We don't even know. At least he has a brand. I mean, you know, everyone will begin to rationalize how Pence is a good choice.
That's right.
If for whatever reason we give him that opportunity, by trying to eliminate Trump from the White House. That's what I think.
Yes, exactly. We have to
right now let him run the clock out. Let the dummy run the clock out.
Because to your point, he's the least effective avatar of their message. Like he's not getting any of this shit done.
Blowing it up from the inside. All we have to do is get out of the way and mind our own goddamn business, and get our shit together.
Or rather, actually, as what we should be paying attention to, this is one of the ones I really did think we have to talk about, is like in places like Wisconsin, Michigan, some other place that I'm forgetting right now. Right now, Republicans who just lost the elections, their statewide elections, particularly in the governor's office, are taking, here it is, boom. In Wisconsin, where we had Scott Walker for a while. We all love that douchebag. He was great. He was the one who was anti-union and anti-Affordable Care Act. He didn't give a fuck about anything. He was just like, no unions, no health care. Who gives a fuck about you people? So anyways, he gets de-elected. All right. So they voted a Democratic governor, Governor Tony Evers, and now the Republican lame duck Congress, state Senate and state Congress are passing all of these bills to strip the incoming governor of his power to actually enact or go along with.
I don't understand how they can even do that.
This is what's so fucking scary about. So would they try and just reinstate it, vote on it again to give a governor back the same powers?
I thought about this myself. A Republican governor were to be elected in 4 or 6 years, whatever the term limit is.
I thought about this myself. I'm like, I don't know, like, why the incoming. In some cases, I know there are some states where the incoming Congress isn't going to be Democratic, so it's still going to stay a Republican Congress, even though there's a Democratic governor. So they can vote right and they can strip his powers. In some cases, I think that there may be a Democratic majority incoming, and I'm like, I don't understand why they just can't vote to reverse that and go about our business. I think there's probably a case to be made that the governor's office could take the issue to the state Supreme Court to argue against it, if it's against the state's constitution, because what they're really basically trying to do is take away the governor's powers to enact statewide Medicare or Obamacare or Medicaid expansion, right?
So what about the fact that this is who people voted for? So maybe that's an indication of what people want.
Well, that's
why does that only apply when it's not a Democrat?
You're asking all the right questions, because I mean that's the biggest question is has the GOP, at least in these state parties, have they become the anti-democratic party? Like literally anti-democratic, like anti-democracy party, in that they are trying to misrepresent the will of the people. Which clearly voted a certain way.
What's this Oprah thing right here? You know I love me some Oprah. Y'all, her Super Soul Sunday is the truth. If y'all need just like a little sprinkling of spiritual, big picture, other dimensional things.
I think it pisses God off if you walk by the color purple.
Whoo, she had this dude on. Mark Nepo, so good. He just had these. I mean, basically all of them. You know, I'm a big. I pray at the fan club of Brene Brown, but she has some good ones. Y'all need to check out the Super Soul Sunday. I don't watch the show per se, but just listening to it, and they're short, 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. Just listening in the car in traffic. Keep you zen the whole way.
I agree. Mama Oprah will help you.
I be wanting to honk just like, yes, preach, yes. It really helps me get through traffic.
We almost done with this news shit. I just also have to know.
What was the news?
I'm sorry. The news.
What was the link that had Oprah? That's what made me think of her. We'll think twice before what?
Yeah. This ain't the story, but the
handing over money.
The article is an experience Oprah had about handing. We'll come to that. It's in Catching Hell. That's a good. I will make a note to that.
I was just curious. You know, I saw the headline.
Yes, of course.
What happened to Mama Oprah?
There is look at me not following a tangent. I know. Look, I haven't clearly not had enough to drink. So President Trump is actually endorsing a criminal justice reform bill, which is going around. You guys might have heard about it. All the kids are getting into it. It's called the First Step Act, a reform bill which cuts excessive prison sentences for federal prisoners. No more 3 strikes equals life, and gives prisoners incentives to participate in programs to better themselves and earn credit for good behavior, amongst other things. It also takes reforms from the Obama-backed Fair Sentencing Act of 2010, which evened out unfair and racist differences between punishment for selling crack versus cocaine. Don't ever say Obama didn't do shit for y'all ungrateful motherfuckers. And applies them to people who were in prison before the law went into effect. So if First Step goes into effect, almost 4,000 people could be eligible for early release immediately. And the act has gotten the support from President Trump, which is kind of interesting because Trump is supposedly, a law and order president who believes in da-da-da-da. But then again, he did just fire Jeff Sessions, and he is trying to obstruct justice so that he can open up a Trump Tower in Moscow. I don't know. But so mark your history books. President Trump and Senator Kamala Harris are kind of like both for actually no. She's undecided. Sorry. She's undecided on the bill. She says she's weighing the ideal against not letting perfect be the enemy of the good. I don't know. Maybe she knows something I don't know. We'll have to look more in that bill. If you guys know more about this bill that's going on, the First Step bill, if there's some bullshit, if there's some fishy politricking going on in there, let us know. Go ahead and write us at wokewithkids@gmail.com. I'm very curious. Or message us on Facebook or Twitter at any of the places at Woke with Kids. I'm curious about that one. All right. Enough news and Trump and all that kind of stuff, right? Yep. We've done enough of that.
Got any more? New. I always get confused by these categories.
I'm just talking about
I guess I
basically not black people stuff, like news that ain't necessarily black people stuff, but applies to the world. It's for our white people. It's for our the universal listeners, because the universal man is white people, and then there's the black sub demographic. No more big news. Let's go to some Catching Hell.
I guess, yeah.
Let's go to some Catching Hell. There's always something to talk about in Catch Hell. There's always a magical world of offense and outrage waiting for you behind door number 1, 2, or 3. No matter what you pick, you're guaranteed to be astounded. So, yep, your favorite. We mentioned it a couple of moments ago. Neil deGrasse Tyson has been accused by a 4th woman of sexual harassment. So that's just...
What's that?
Guys, right now we're hearing someone outside of our garage. Sounds like they're singing. This is L.A., just to remind you. So this, even though we live in a nice little cottage with a garage, we are actually surrounded by a big ass city full of interesting people. Yeah, and we just got a security system, so I feel pretty good about that. That's nice. But yeah, so a 4th woman has been accused of Neil deGrasse accused him of sexual harassment. This isn't the first time he's been accused. This actually first came out like in 2010. A woman. Our door isn't open, is it?
No, I never leave this shit open, but still, they sound really close.
They do. Guys, 1 second. I'm going to check 1 second.
Door's cool? Door's cool?
Some homeless dude across the street at the building with a bike.
The door was closed, though.
Our door, yeah. Just some tweaker across the street at the building. Just some tweaker across the street at our building, at this building, commercial building across the street, and he looks like he's having a great time, like his substances have kicked in, and he's just thrilled to be alive. So, are you actually plugged into anything? I wonder. Nope, are you sure or not? But that is lovely of you. All right. So we're alive. Okay, we survived that. Thank you for that little for bearing with us through that little break. We had people outside of our our house, and that was weird. Okay, God, for the 15th time, Neil deGrasse Tyson, fucking sexual harassment. All your faves suck. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if he did or not, but in 2010, a woman named actually she didn't get she's unidentified, but it says that Tyson drunkenly approached her and made sexual jokes before propositioning her to join him alone in his office a few years later. BuzzFeed says she explained what happened to her own employer, also unidentified, in order to shoot down a proposed collaboration with Tyson. This was in 2010 that these first accusations arose. But nothing ever came of them until now. And now his show Cosmos is looking into them, and we await with bated breath to find out if he joins the wall of fuckos that just need to get the fuck out of here. So I hope he is not guilty of these crimes. But
was this this was a work thing? This is a woman at work?
This was this fourth woman, said she attended a party at the American Museum of Natural History where Tyson is the director of the planetarium. So he was at work.
It was work related.
Yeah, but oh my God, guys, this shit is really weird. This guy's out here like fucking drunkenly lunatic singing outside of our garage. It sounds closer than it is. He's actually across the street.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Sounds like he's in the driveway.
Yeah, the acoustics are like really weird with our house because we're like literally across the street from this commercial building. Guys.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the next step we can call the cops, but I'm loath to call
my next favorite thing. Oh no, I'm not saying call the cops on it.
Okay. Because it is a white guy. I don't feel nearly as bad about calling.
As long as he's not on our fucking property.
Because he will live.
That's my concern. Is he on our property?
Not last time I checked.
Then I'm not really fucking with it right now.
All right, cool.
Speaking of sexual harassers, did you read that Louis C.K. was doing another one of his like soft run comedy club appearances?
Okay, one of his reboots.
And they always kind of surprise the audience because no one's really buying tickets for that shit. Mm-hmm. And then some people leave, and some people are like, okay, we'll give him a chance. And it got weird because he was basically, this woman was saying this set was starting off like, man, I've had a rough year and that sucks and feel sorry for me. It wasn't like I fucked my life up because I was pulling my dick out in front of girls at work and my year was bad. Like, that would be funny, and at least taking responsibility for his own actions.
Did he really say I had a tough year?
And then the jokes got more sexually inappropriate and just weird. Oh, and I guess there was a lull in the set, and so this young woman yelled, "Show us your dick!"
Oh,
she heckled him.
That's good.
And he looked right at her and said, "What?" And she said, "Take your dick out." And basically,
that's funny. That's fucking funny.
I can't believe that he was shocked.
How could you not see that coming?
Seriously.
As a comedian, you gotta see that
it's
coming.
Perfect.
That's so fucking perfect.
And they kicked her out.
God. Really?
They kicked her out of the comedy club and said heckling was not allowed. And she just said that the whole time she was there, she wasn't setting out to like call him out or make a scene or go viral. She just kept thinking the more and more as it went along, and she heard him basically not even mention what had really caused his quote unquote hiatus and this new phase in his life. She said for all the women that she knows who have been sexually harassed or assaulted, she just could not continue to sit there like she was being entertained and this man had never done anything wrong. And so she yelled that out.
Until you do right by me, everything you think about is going to
Sorry, buddy.
I mean, it's crazy because she didn't say he doesn't deserve to try out new jokes. She didn't even say he should go to prison. She didn't say his career should never come back. She didn't say any of that. But as opposed to like a Richard Pryor who comes back from jail like, I've tried to freebase and almost killed myself, like basically copping to murder and
yes.
being honest about his life and what he did and why his shit is fucked up.
That's a really great.
This fool tried to get up there and just be like, doo-doo-doo-doo.
He tried to play it off. He just basically tried to play it off.
I got some new jokes. And she said the longer she sat there silently.
He was like, has my white madness kicked in yet?
Everyone laugh
has
and
whiteness?
and show him all this attention. And she was like, I refuse to be complicit.
Good for you, baby. Good for you.
I know.
Good for you.
I was like, what?
Good for you, sis. I am not mad at you.
Yeah, that just happened.
That's a yes, y'all. That's technically a yes, y'all out of a catch
for sure.
Hell. Out of
is.
a catch hell.
Yes.
Out of a catch hell.
Yeah, definitely a yes, y'all. I'm sorry. Are we in catching hell right now?
We are 1,000% in catching hell right now.
Oh,
like I
my
just
bad.
mentioned a little while ago.
I just had to go with it.
No, but that was good. I mean, we got to go with the spirit.
The spirit moved me.
Where the spirit takes us. Lena Dunham, everybody's favorite. She, you might remember that she used to write a show called Girls, and she had a person working for her who was accused of rape. And at the time, Dunham said that Perrineau, actress Aurora Perrineau, who is the one who filed a police report accusing Girls writer and executive producer Murray Miller of sexual assault way back in 2017. Dunham said Perrineau made up the accusation and accused her of trying to extract money from Murray. Okay, so she came back out. That shit is just creepy. It's like a fucking it's like the fucking clown from It singing outside of the goddamn garage. I have to call the police. I'm saying. And so I made a terrible mistake, she said recently in an essay published on The Hollywood Reporter. When someone I knew, someone I loved as a brother, was accused, I did something inexcusable. I publicly spoke up in his defense. There are few acts I could ever regret more in this life. I didn't have the insider information I claimed, but rather blind faith in a story that kept slipping and changing and revealed itself to me nothing at all. To Aurora, you have been on my mind and in my heart every day, she continued. I love you. I will always love you. I will always work to right that wrong. In that way, you have made me a better woman and a better feminist.
Yeah, fuck her. Fuck this apology. First of all, she admits now that she had blind faith in a story that was not true in terms of this man's innocence. So that's fucked up already. Because it wasn't even like she knew. She just pretended she knew. That's pretty disgusting, considering all of her feminist spoutings. Secondly, this apology literally is, I love you. not I was wrong. Please accept my public apology. She said, you've been on my mind. I love you, always will. Sister, she didn't say, I'm sorry. And then in that way, you've made me a better woman and a better feminist. Yeah, full stop. It is not black people's job to make you better at your own fucking life. I'm so mad. I watched this whole Instagram story where this white woman literally goes up to this black woman and is like, hey, can you explain how white supremacy might have affected this negative behavior that I see in my black son's family on the other side? And the woman was like, are you for real? Like, you're the mom and you don't know how white supremacy has affected black people in America? And she was like, no, please help me. And so the woman was like, okay. And basically like broke down a lot of things that happened, basically like slavery and Jim Crow and like, disenfranchisement with money and getting housing, like everything, like all of it. And the whole time, the woman just kept responding like, oh my God, you're so aggressive. I didn't even say that. Like, I can't, but like, your stereotypes are crazy. Whoa, where are you getting all that from? Like, I asked a specific question and you're like totally turning it against me. And like, kept going. And every time she was like, wait, what? I answered the question that you wrote. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I never said that. Oh my God, I just thought that because so-and-so recommended you that you would just help me. I was just asking a simple question and I don't even know where you're getting it. Like, oh my God, I never said that. And I don't know how you think that white supremacy has contributed to all that. That was generations before this family and this. It was so weird. It was like, and then it was like straight up gaslighting because she was like, the white lady was like, I'm in the Twilight Zone. And I was like, I know every black person reading this feels like they're in the Twilight Zone because you fucking came here and asked questions. So, it just
yes, they deserve to die. I hope they burn in hell.
It just reminded me of this because she really expected this black woman for free to explain everything and basically help her solve her issues with her black son's black side of the family as it relates to whiteness, but then didn't like the information, aka the answers that were given. And because it was all about her, it was never about her son, much less the family, and really wanted to. Oh, that was the other part. She kept saying, I'm an ally. I'm an ally. What do you mean? I'm an ally. And how you're talking isn't going to help anything. So I'm not going to be an ally to you, but I'm still going to be an ally to like the movement. And the movement. And this just is another example of that. Like Lena is so like, no, I'm a feminist. I'm here for all the peoples. Aurora, I love you. But she can't see past her own nose to see how what she did has bigger implications.
Is this
what they teach you at Bryn Mawr?
I'm impressed, and I'm going to adopt
white liberal colleges.
This is the new way I apologize.
In the Northeast,
this is how I
teach you how to go through the world.
This is how you do it now. From now on, if you hurt somebody's feelings and they say, "Look, you hurt your feelings," you say, "You know what? I love you. Thank you for making me a better person."
Exactly. It like completely absolves her from any responsibility to actually apologize.
You are right.
Or to really
that bitch I was.
What she did
was awful, but I am not that bitch anymore. In fact, I'm a whole new bitch, so none of this applies to me anymore. None of this criticism applies to me anymore.
End of discussion. Like, she literally can't even say, this is what I've learned. She won't even take the time
I've changed so much.
What I've learned.
I've changed so much, I can't even relate to that shit anymore.
But what's crazy is she doesn't even say she's changed. It sounds like the initial statement. I know this guy, and I know he couldn't do it without any proof. It now sounds like I'm not that girl anymore, but there's actually no proof.
She said it right. She says it right here. I am a better woman.
How about this one?
And a better feminist.
I will always work to right that wrong. I will always love you. What? Is this a fucking Whitney Houston song? Exactly. That's the other thing. So now is Aurora the bad girl? If she's like, bitch, I still don't like you. How are you supposed to shame and feel like it? Like a great article I read was saying it manipulatively robs Aurora of the right to be angry about how Lena handled the situation, because now she says she loves her. What? Bitch, you don't even really know her. And apparently you didn't know this guy either.
Yeah, you don't.
As opposed to saying, my bad, I fucked up. I love you, and it really. What is Aurora supposed to come back and say now? I don't love you, bitch.
Just like that little boy.
It's terrible.
Just like that little boy
that
little boy who was accused of touching that white woman's ass. He could just. I do not.
I don't want her to die. I just don't want to hear about her anymore.
Yep. I do not. You do not have to forgive.
I mean, she's a habitual line stepper. We can all agree on this. Correct?
I think that's a very.
What was that? What was that footballer's name? Where she was like, he wasn't even trying to hit on me.
Ray? Was it? No, not Ray.
Odell
Beckham.
Something. Yeah.
Odell Beckham.
She had to know that he didn't even want to hit on me. Mm-hmm. What, bitch? Not everybody fucking likes you.
That's right, and we
that
all know
should
Odell.
Be okay. Wasn't that the point? One of the points of your show?
And we know Odell on the spectrum, anyways, with that sexuality stuff, anyway. So we okay with that.
But that has nothing to do with it. I'm saying whether he likes women or like, let's say he was looking at all the bitches in the room. He wasn't looking at you. Okay. That's legit, right?
That's legit. Kim Kardashian says...
Goodness, I did not mean to segue to that.
Kim Kardashian says Kanye West never said slavery was a choice. Even
Whoa. There's receipts everywhere.
Nah, he didn't say that, y'all. Come on now. What y'all thinking?
All right, let's move it along.
So anyway...
how much money did Megyn Kelly get?
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm not mad at her.
Megyn Kelly settles for $30 million... while her staff remains unemployed, and I love how the Griot just wrote that shade in there. Just wrote that shade like she getting $30 million while everyone else is broke.
She in that Lena Dunham club that think for yourself. Basically,
I am
myself first.
I don't like Megyn Kelly.
Me first.
I don't like Megyn Kelly. What's funny is that after she was removed from the show's ratings went up. They didn't even replace her with anybody yet. Just her not being. Tape. Just her not
Ticker
being
tape
on
at
the
the bottom is more watchable than Megyn Kelly.
So that was funny. But yeah.
So wait, are we gonna hire Tamron Rice back or whatever the homegirl's name was?
No.
Got bumped, and Al Roker. Can we just bring them?
Did
back?
you hear about homeboy? Mark Lamont Hill got fired for.
I have not listened to the clip yet, but you can't say nothing about Israel.
You can't say nothing. And in fact, I want to go on record right now as saying I am not saying anything about Israel.
I'm not saying
this second. I am not saying
really
anything about Israel. I just want to be
will
very
say
clear
this. I think that
happening.
is an issue that we need to work through. Like slavery, it's the same thing. It's like we don't talk about race in a real way, and we don't really talk about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, I think, in a real way. And
we don't look right now
so there is no solution in the future, because we can't even hear, different. We can't hear anything that presents a multitude of views. And I agree, if the view includes the extermination or the elimination of people in their lives, we should not be entertaining that. But that's not what he said, as far as I understand.
It's tough, man. Look, no, it's tough because
I think there's a lot of people who that's not what they're saying.
There's
there's
genuine
only one conversation going on right now.
It's complicated because there is genuine anti-Semitism around the world, which Jewish people have to contend with, and
here in America, that
shit is outright. Right? But
outright.
But the confusing part is that Israel is not a Jewish person. Israel is a whole ass actual sovereign nation with a military and nuclear weapons.
That's crazy too.
That's what we can't
we can't talk about. This is where I'm just genuinely confused. It would be we can't talk about the state. The state of Israel is not the state of Israel.
Zion is not the government. Well, I shouldn't say that.
Don't you dare.
It is some people. That's right. Some people it is Zion. But what I'm saying is that the state, the political state of Israel,
political
is a different entity from the Jewish people,
from the people,
yes, from the actual people.
The nation.
Yes, and no, it's unfortunate because we want to resolve that thing, and you can't resolve anything unless you can talk about it. The irony is that if they don't do anything about it and things continue the way they are, if Israel keeps doing the Jewish settlements under the Netanyahu administration and all that stuff, and they keep expanding, they keep annexing all this land, and eventually all of the land is all Israel. Okay, let's say that happens. The Palestinian people aren't going to disappear. They're not going to melt into the sand. They're not jinn. They're not going to just evaporate just because there's no more quote unquote Palestinian land. They're just going to be citizens of Israel. And then if Israel doesn't accept these non-Jewish people as full, legitimate, completely enfranchised citizens of Israel, it's going to become even more difficult for them to justify why. So, it's kind of like, deal with it now or deal with it later, but America's been down this road.
That does seem a little strange to me as well.
You can't exclude people, man. You got to deal with your people.
I don't know.
I don't want to say any more. I'm already scared about how much I have said. I love all of my Jewish friends, and I support you, and we are all on the same side. We are all fighting against injustice. I respect. I think Israel should be a state. It should definitely be a sovereign state. I don't know if it should be a 2-state solution or whether the Palestinians should be full Israeli citizens. I don't know. I feel
that the United States of America as a people and as a government is so heavily invested in Israel as a state and as a people that I do wish we as citizens had more impartial information.
Yeah.
It seems like we should know more, considering how much money is sent there to support their security.
That's right.
And things like that. And also how much cultural exchange there has been over the years.
Yeah.
And how many Jewish people we have as citizens and living here, and how well some of our lives have become intertwined. I feel at a great disadvantage to not be able to speak in a knowledgeable way about the situation because it's been so politicized on the news.
Yes.
That feels like a loss to me.
And it's so couched in so much religious.
I feel like we're all confused, and I get why people can say that's anti-Semitic and that's this, and you want to say, because it is all the words have been mashed together, and nobody fucking knows what they're saying anymore.
Like I get, if there was a Wakanda, if there was a real Wakanda out there in the world, and somebody said, you know what? They're a monarchy. They should be a democracy.
Right.
I would be like, y'all need to step off. Fuck, y'all don't understand nothing about no goddamn Wakanda. You know, I understand.
I see I feel the same way too.
I would feel protective of what was mine and represented.
I sense that.
I understand
and I have no problem with that. I guess I don't understand. I think even if that were the case, just like how now when people say fuck America or whatever, I never feel like they're saying fuck me. I feel like they're saying fuck the government structure.
Right.
Maybe even the president himself.
I think they're specifically saying the military.
The military. Yeah, all of those upper levels of state that we send out to represent us in the world. Yeah. That's what it feels like. So I don't understand why that doesn't apply to the Israeli state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, am I misspeaking?
No, it's because I think it's because Israel is unique in the sense that
it's like if we didn't like Saddam, or we didn't like what was the Liberian dude that we just ran up on and killed him.
I know you're talking about Libyan dude. No, Libyan dude, right? You're talking about Gaddafi.
Isn't that what I said? I didn't say.
You said Liberian.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
I just
it's all good.
Was reading about Liberia.
Because we fuck up Liberia too. So it's like
Libya, Gaddafi. Right. So you see what I'm saying? Like, we've always kind of separated the heads of state and the government from like the whole country.
Absolutely.
Except in this case.
Except in the case of Israel, that all of we helped create Israel. First of all, America helped create it. So it is in a weird way sort of like a child of America. But also Israel represents our geopolitical interests, strategic interests in the Middle East most reliably. They are the ones in the Middle East who represent our interests. And when oil was super important, you know, when it was super important, Middle Eastern oil, it was important to have that relationship. I don't know how important that relationship is now that America is producing the vast majority of its own energy and petrochemical energy sources. But that being said, that has nothing to do with how I feel like American Jewish people or French Jewish people or Jewish people throughout the diaspora should be treated by human beings. It's like it's a false equivalency. It's like we think everyone should be treated well, including the Palestinians. You know, it's not a question of, treat the Palestinians well and fuck all the Jews. You know, that's a false equivalency.
Some people are saying that.
That is true. There are some people you're right.
Heads of state in the region who are saying that. But
we're talking about Iran. That's true. There are places.
We are, but not everyone who says, "Hey, what's going on with the Palestinians? Are they surviving? Okay?" Is it all saying, eliminate? Yeah,
that would be like saying that supporting black people is anti-American. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how ridiculous it sounds from my perspective. But anyway,
I think my final takeaway really is that I wish that there were ways and means to really have more education and discussion about it. One of many things that I think the United States people should be more educated on. I don't know any other way to put it.
Yeah, absolutely. We should
like world history in general.
Yeah, not being afraid to explain the causes of things, because there's a reason Israel exists. There's a reason that these things are going on, and it's not about blaming people. It's not about demonizing people or treating people as subhumans. It's about understanding that human beings make mistakes in the business of going about their political lives. We offend people by accident. We do the wrong thing, serving our own self-interests. And then we have to apologize and make good for that because these people don't disappear. We're not living in the time of Alexander the Great where you conquered people and then killed them all. You know, like in the Bible, your Bible, people, the holy scripture that talks about, finding a group of people and murdering them all and killing all the sheep and the goats and everybody down to the last one. We don't do that anymore. Instead, we conquer land, but we don't kill all the people. And because we don't kill all the people, people have to learn to live together. And that's basically all I'm saying. I don't even remember what story started this anymore.
Mark Lamont Hill getting fired from CNN.
Right. Anyways, his job is gone now. And again, I just want to reinforce that I am absolutely not talking about Israel right now or anything having to do with anything politically contentious, contrary to anything you may have heard or assumed. Surviving R. Kelly, which is a documentary that came out. It was supposed to make its debut in New York City screening a couple nights ago. Unfortunately for the attendees, the event was shut down after a gun threat was called into the venue. And reports are that the calls came from a Chicago area code. So, of course, that has a lot of people speculating what you're speculating just right now. Tarana Burke, founder of the Me Too movement, we love her, was also present, saying, we don't want whoever tries to intimidate us and shut the situation down to feel like they won, because the doc will air and the stories will be told. These women who come forward to tell their stories are innocent victims. They volunteered to put their lives on display and then deserve this kind of harassment. So this is crazy. If you guys have been living under a rock, R. Kelly is a superstar who allegedly, according to videographic evidence, likes to pee on young girls, and is the subject of, at this point, to me, literally countless accusations from women.
I don't really think it's allegedly. There have been settlements. He's settled many times.
Right. Well, exactly. And we are also not a print publication, so we are not subject to libel law. So I feel comfortable saying that he is a PP pervert he's
a sexual predator. I
just
have a weird feeling about this.
You gotta go check.
Yeah.
All right. Mel's gonna go check on the weirdo across the street. I keep hoping there's no jump scare or something that's gonna happen. Like he gonna jump out from the shadows or something, or she's actually looking in the house. I guess the idea would be that maybe the crazy man actually crossed the street, walked into the house, and has perhaps murdered our entire family. That would be terrifying. I'm assuming the lack of screams forthcoming from the house indicate that the aforementioned scenario has not come to pass, which is a great relief to first and foremost myself, and I'm sure everyone else listening at the present moment. So that being said, here she's coming back, I think. But anyway, so yeah, R. Kelly is nasty, and y'all should be ashamed of yourself for letting him cook. If y'all at the next, here's Mel, she's back, so apparently everything is okay. But yeah, if y'all still letting R. Kelly cook, y'all, that's nasty, y'all. Come on, man. Y'all could play anything. We got Cool in the Gang. You could pull out some what's that song? It's written all over your face. You know what I'm saying? You can go ahead some Ready for the World. It's all kinds of good music out there that everybody can listen to. You ain't got to listen to I Believe I Can Fly anymore, even though that was a great song once upon a time.
Oh, what did Offset say? I did see a little post where Cardi was like, I'm having problems with my baby daddy.
So
we're not together no more, but we're great together at business. We have a beautiful daughter.
Mel,
but
I don't think you're breaking this to people gently enough, okay?
I don't know how we're going to get divorced or when, but we are not together. Okay, what he said.
I don't think, okay, so Nell has caught you up brutally to the end of the most beloved couple.
We grew out of love. Okay, what's next?
This is the most.
Then he said. Okay, she said it might take time to get a divorce. He said y'all won.
Yeah, on Instagram, after it might take time to get a divorce. He responded via Instagram, y'all won, and I think that was indication to the public. Essentially, fans have had mixed reactions to the breakup. Some say it's a publicity stunt, as Offset readies to release new music.
So there have been rumors that he has been unfaithful.
Yeah, and again, I think that falls into the R. Kelly allegedly peed on people category. I think it is very clear that Offset has definitely been dropping off his, his goodies into whatever package will have him. And Cardi B has been immensely patient with him. If this is a publicity stunt, and his next record is them doing a video getting back together, I will not even be mad. I will not even be mad.
No, I mean, I don't even care. And I feel like so much, the whole relationship kind of seemed like a publicity stunt, honestly. Mainly because the whole like proposal on stage, whatever that was, like, you know what I mean? Like some ring brand like loan the ring. You know what I mean? Like, so much of it was just for the show and for the gram and to get people invested in it. So I'm not saying they didn't have a relationship, but in terms of like the hype around it and what we all invested in them, that's not any more real than de-investing or uninvesting from the relationship. So
Yep. Well, I'm gonna pray for him, y'all. Keep him on y'all prayer list. We hope the baby, the whole ass human that they share between them,
she
is
finally showed a picture. She's
culture.
Cute.
She's cute. I saw her.
She's cute.
She did look cute.
I mean, she a little baby.
Black psychiatric patient Jarvis Randall was seeking help inside a psychiatric hospital, but once police authorities deemed he was in a violent, threatening mood, they shot and killed Randall, who was holding a sharp piece of glass in his hands at the time of his death. The Sun Sentinel reports. Of course, this comes from your favorite state, yours and mine's from Florida. So the Florida Law Department is investigating the circumstances in Randall's death and what led 3 deputies.
Wait, when do they just shoot you in the psychiatric hospital?
I don't know, but these
Wouldn't
3 deputies
they just like
killed him
wrestle you
inside.
down and put you in a jacket or a padded room? Or?
No, I said he was a black psychiatric patient. I'm sorry if you didn't hear that part in the beginning. Yes, Jarvis Randall was a black psychiatric patient who was seeking help, and the help he got, the ultimate help. They helped his ass out of life and into the afterlife. So on
TV, they just shoot you with drugs.
Yeah. So I just want to give that just a righteous.
Yes, they deserve to die. And I hope they burn in hell.
Yes, that's just my opinion about that.
Just
following up on the story of a black man killed by the police in the Alabama mall in November. He was shot 3 times from behind. According to a forensic examination commissioned by the man's family. That is a private autopsy, but Emantic Fitzgerald Bradford Jr., 21, was fatally shot in the middle of a panicked crowd at the River Chase Galleria in Hoover, Alabama on November 22nd. As officers responded to reports of gunshots on Thanksgiving night, witnesses said Mr. Bradford, who was legally carrying a handgun, was directing shoppers to safety. This was a veteran, a former military man, but the authorities publicly identified him as the gunman, and they shot him. So, and now this autopsy is showing that he was shot from behind. So I'm hoping that gets admitted into a court of law and that there's actually something that's done about it. Keep him on your prayer list. And this one, I was wondering if you've seen this one. You seen this white Kappa Alpha Psi member doing this shimmy, honey? Has this crossed your desk yet?
No.
Hold on, let me see if I can find
Gets dragged after penning essay on him.
Let me see if I can show y'all this kind of.
It's always one step too far. Just do your shimmy.
Do your shimmy.
Wear your letters and keep your mouth shut. But now you got to talk about how woke you are. Why would that ever go over well?
It's a weird one. It's just a weird one.
Or just sing about it in a song. That's what John B did, and I still love him. Still love John B.
All right, so this is your boy.
He didn't tell you he was woke. He just
This is your boy right here.
I'm down. I'm cool.
Looking like John B.
That's what made me
Sam Whiteout. His name is Sam Whiteout. His real name is Sam White, okay? But he calls himself Sam Whiteout, okay?
I don't have time for these shenanigans.
Now look at him.
Let me see the shimmy, though.
Check out the shimmy, y'all.
Oh, God.
Check it out, y'all. Alright, y'all getting this? See the shoulders roll? Here's some more. Some more fit to let you know. See him on the edge, they had him on the edge. But he doing it. Anyway, okay.
Wait. I don't.
Okay. So this is his claim to fame. He's a white boy. He's a white boy with some degree of rhythm. Shut up. Be quiet. He's a white boy with some degree of rhythm. Okay.
Okay.
And you know how susceptible black people are to this. You know how we get when we see a white boy who can.
Okay, so I mean, I really have no sympathy for him getting dragged for writing about how woke he was, or because again,
now mind you, he was invited to do this. He was invited by a black publication to do this. So like, it's kind of a catch-22. How do you tell the black publication, nah, I don't want to do, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm not saying.
Wait.
Right. So.
Okay, see, and this. Okay, wait. He says, being white, one of the excerpts is, being white in a black space demands a very self-reflective mindset, he told the Daily Dot in February 2017. The onus is on me to make sure I don't disrespect the culture or the community at large, and part of that is the authenticity with which I approached Kappa. Whiteout's troubles began, however, when he complained about the commodification of being woke and blasted companies like Pepsi for co-opting social justice for profit in an article for the Kennedy School Journal of African American Public Policy. Today, being woke and doing good have become part of the pop culture and have certainly become a bit diluted in the process. Specifically, wokeness has lost some of its connection to black activism. However, as the link between wokeness and profit becomes more clear, we will face more and more attempts to capitalize off this trend without actually being woke or doing any good at all. So then he has some suggestions. So why are we still mad, though?
I'm going to be honest with you. He didn't say anything that I disagree with.
That's what I'm asking. What are they dragging him for? So he posted excerpts on his page, and then why is Black Twitter dragging him? Okay.
Nothing, just a normal, regular.
I think partly is because it is a African American policy journal.
Yes, but he was invited to
but
write.
I think part of the wokeness might be knowing when you should use that opportunity to amplify a voice of color, and find your white journal to publish your article.
No, I hear what you're saying, but I don't think I don't think there was any article until they said, hey, do you want to publish an article in the African American Journal of Policy?
I still think that you are undermining your own wokeness as a white person and your self-reflective mindset. Like, clearly you have a glaring blind spot. Just be like,
so you're saying he just should have said no.
So basically, the second somebody says, "Hey, you want to be in the journal? Hey, you want your own show on BET?" You're not all of a sudden your self-reflectiveness goes out the window.
I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. Because if he says no, how does that look? If he says no, I don't know if that looks good either. If he goes like,
I don't know what looks good. Yeah. I just think it is a little conflicting to say you have a self-reflective mindset and then write this article about wokeness and whiteness in this African American policy journal.
Yeah, maybe.
And I don't know, not expect the backlash.
I will never without expecting the backlash, but I don't know that he doesn't have a right to write it. But he does apologize at the end of this.
He can write whatever the fuck he wants.
Exactly. I don't know that he should have done anything different.
Who's he writing to? This is what I'm saying. Who's his audience? Other black people?
Yeah,
that's where I think maybe he could have used a little more self-reflectiveness.
Maybe the journal was trying to get more white readership by publishing a white guy. I don't know. I don't know. But he did come out and say, "I am so sorry. My intentions do not change the negative impact I have caused."
You know what he should have said?
Wait. He said, "My intentions do not change the negative impact I've caused, and that is entirely my fault."
You know what else he should have said?
What?
I love y'all. The shimmy was nice though.
I thought that was.
He gets a lot of girls. I
thought that was the best.
He's got a good little stick thing going.
I still like Whiteout.
He's white in a sea of black dudes who.
I still think he might.
For the one who might want the swirl.
Yeah, I think that was a good apology too. If you're gonna apologize, you don't make it conditional. You just go look.
No, he didn't say I love y'all. He actually said I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's like, my bad, I fucked up. I won't. He's like,
yeah, he's still gonna marry a black woman. It's fine.
He 100% gonna marry a black woman.
I'm not mad at it.
They're gonna have some beautiful.
But you know what? Now is the time to figure all that shit out before you procreate.
Yes,
please make your white mistakes now.
1000%.
Before you procreate, and be like, one time you're not gonna believe what Daddy did.
I did want to talk about this too. I don't want to talk about this, but I do want to talk about this before we move On to some Yes,
Oh my
Yes,
God,
Y'all.
what are we talking about?
T.M. Landry is a school in small town Louisiana, and it's garnered national attention for vaulting. It's underprivileged black students to elite colleges. Sounds good, yes. But the school cut corners and doctored college applications. It's awful. Look at these kids here, guys. You want to see these kids?
It's so frustrating because we're so desperate to hear about black youth achievement. Our expectations are so low.
Yeah.
I think nationally that at all costs, the school's willing to cut corners. They were telling the parents, don't ask questions about school. Don't get involved. Let us handle it. Everyone's so desperate.
Oh, so you do know about this story?
I do, yes.
Okay, you did. So,
I mean, I don't even know what I would think if a teacher tried to say, don't talk to your kid about school. Don't ask them what's going on.
It's
heartbreaking for the children.
Really.
They're the ones who are fucked up.
They're the ones that are
because
fucked
they
up.
really didn't learn what they needed to learn, and they've been manipulated.
That's right.
So their whole sense of identity and what they could achieve, is all fucking skewed. The parents weren't there. They feel probably a little betrayed by the parents because they're supposed to be looking out, but the parents didn't know what to do. And then it's like, what do I know? What do I not really know? And there was probably a hefty handful of emotional abuse to try and pressure and get these kids to quote unquote achieve. I mean, it's all fucked up.
It says this article, which comes to us from the New York Times, said a founder of T.M. Landry College Preparatory School described him as a bright, energetic, compassionate, and genuinely well-rounded student whose alcoholic father had beaten him and his mother and had denied them money for food and shelter. His transcript speaks for itself, the founder, Tracy Landry, wrote, but Ms. Sassow should also be lauded for founding a community service program. But Mr. Sassow should also, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Mr. Sasso should also be lauded for founding a community service program, the Dry House, to help the children of abusive and alcoholic parents. He took 4 years of honors English, the application said, with a baseball MVP and earned high honors in the mathematics Olympiad. The narrative ended Mr. Sasso acceptance to the St. John's University in New York. It earned. Thank you, Jesus. There was one problem. None of it was true. Wow. So T.M. Landry has become a viral Cinderella story, a small school run by Michael Landry, a teacher and former salesman.
Oh, here we go.
There you go. Teacher and salesman. Get that bag. Get the bag. And his wife, Miss Landry, a nurse whose predominantly black working class students have escaped the rural South for the nation's most elite colleges. Wow. A video of a 16-year-old student opening his Harvard acceptance letter last year has been viewed more than 8 million times.
Oh my God. Don't tell me that's not real.
I mean,
I'm sure I watched that. I mean, we all watched those videos.
Yeah. I mean,
wait,
real.
One of them's not.
Is it real?
So he really got in, but not on his own merit.
Right. Exactly. Like these people were doctoring the transcripts, apparently. They were massaging the recommendation letters, the stories, the narratives, and order. Stomach. I mean, it's really just like when doing the right thing goes wrong, doing the right thing in the worst possible way. Do you know what I mean? It's
Wait a minute. Read this one.
What?
Asia Jackson, whose Wesleyan University acceptance video also went viral, decided to leave this month after she said she fell into a depression over her first semester struggles. She said she froze and failed her first chemistry test and walked out of a biology exam. Her papers, she said, were childish, and she was too embarrassed to attend a writing workshop.
Jesus.
She studied and worked through the night like she had done at T.M. Landry since 8th grade, but she was just not catching it, she said. She said she eventually stopped eating, talking to her friends, leaving her room, or going to class. I didn't understand why people around me were doing well and I wasn't.
Jeez Louise.
I couldn't tell my friends because they would say, how did you get into this school? There were too many questions that I couldn't answer.
Yo, that hurts my fucking heart, yo. I can't even.
Oh my God.
I can't even imagine.
He got us on the unity. Man, these motherfuckers.
That is worse. No, that's worse. That's worse than just nothing at all. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it is it I don't even know if it's, I don't even know if these people are worse for trying to get these kids out of this environment,
but
or
were they really trying, or were they trying to look like they tried?
Yeah.
If you doctor the things, then you don't really care about the kids, because you literally got this girl into a school where she could not hold up on her own. You did not actually teach her what she needed to do the work.
Oh, here it is.
Without the lies.
Oh, here it is. Here's the reason. Okay, the students
and it wasn't free.
The students cleaned the school, taught younger children, stayed into the night, and attended year-round. Nearly every day, they would call and respond, "I love you," in several languages, and Mr. Landry said the word Neil meant "I love you" in his own language, Micah-nese. What? No. All of that, no. Parents said that they were told to feed and clothe their children, and that Mr. Landry would take care of the rest. Apprehensive families were placated by videos of students solving tough math problems and being accepted to college. When you see the videos, Miss Lewis said, you want that. After each viral video and media appearance, donors, including wealthy executives and older Americans on fixed incomes, sent money. T.M. Landry took in...
Motherfuckers are sending money to help the kids, and there are no scholarships yet. Where's the money going?
It took in 250,000 donations this year, a portion of which was earmarked by the donors for tuition assistance. Wow. To many T.M. Landry families, tuition is not cheap. Tuition! Huh? $600 a month or $7,200 annually. Wow. Mr. Landry's annual salary has averaged about $86,000 according to 4 bankruptcy filings. I'm trying to read it too.
Oh, sorry. I'm just confused by what I'm trying to figure out what they told the kids.
Oh, that
I don't care what he made. You know what I mean? Like, clearly he just made money. I'm like, what do the kids think now?
He said their sons are broken, all those kind of. Oh, look, guys, it's just awful. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, this is really depressing.
Super
more
bummer.
Than normal catching hell. So I guess if you have kids, don't rely on the teachers or the school to teach them everything, and stay as involved as you can. I know some people are working multiple jobs or single parents or whatever. So just have a trusted adult involved. Like, just get somebody who can ask the questions, who can be at the school, and if they say just clothe and feed them, we'll do the rest. No. That don't work. No. That's because that's not all you're there to do.
No real teacher would say that.
And they taking your money? It better be motherfucking boarding school.
That's a cult.
Look. It's got to be boarding school. If you don't talk, if you don't see your kids and know what happens in terms of the schoolwork every day, then you just need to ship them off.
Unbelievable, man. Like, go check out the New York Times. Check out this article.
Heartbreaking.
Check out this article. Louisiana school made headlines for sending black kids to elite colleges. Here's the reality. It's heartbreaking. It's heart-wrenching. It's also really painful because it's apparently black people preying on black people. It's just it's just unfortunate. Really, really, really sad, yo. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's change the timbre entirely then and go to some Yes All and then get out of here. Okay? Let's do that and get out of here. It's been emotionally painful. Where to start? Soulja Boy is releasing his own gaming console. You're welcome.
What?
Yeah, that's right.
Does anybody want that?
I don't know, but he is Soulja Boy. I don't know if he's popular, if that translates to any market share. I have no idea, but it's pretty much a self-contained unit that acts like a 2DS version of a Nintendo Switch. It comes with some controllers. It's got like old games on it, like old emulated games on it. And it's $150, so it's pretty cheap. So I don't know. Maybe if you guys are really into why did they
cut Kevin Hart from hosting?
Who said he's cut? He's not cut.
He said out of here.
Oh, no. No, that's just a wish. Basically, if you guys haven't heard, Kevin Hart is hosting the Oscars, and the tweets are out of there. He deleted the tweets, and he deleted some tweets that some people that
were homophobic.
Yeah, I was gonna say some people. Everybody who believes in homophobia believe that the tweets were homophobic. That's what I meant to say. But yeah. So actually, this was meant to be in Yes Yes Y'all, but I guess it's also a little catch in hell. Leave it to my wife to find the sour in this apple. But yeah, Kevin Hart is hosting the Oscars. Yay! Also, Kevin Hart has a history of problematic.
Oh, I thought they were saying he wasn't hosting anymore because of these tweets.
No, nobody is canceled for these reasons anymore. Haven't you heard? LGBTQ people aren't even special anymore. Trump don't even recognize them no more. So Kevin has been on record as saying shit like, if my son was gay, I'd be very upset, or I'd yell at him, or whatever, that kind of stuff. He says he wouldn't make those kind of jokes anymore, but he did, and now those tweets have been deleted. And yeah, but anyways, so womp.
Yeah, so as a matter of fact, Mel is 1,000% correct. Kevin has actually dropped out of the hosting for the Oscars, citing not wanting to be a distraction, quote unquote. And yeah, that's not the first time that such a thing has happened. So anyways, just wanted to correct the record because I was so adamant in my mansplaining and I was so magnificently wrong. Thank you very much. And now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Womp womp. Not really a Yes Yes Y'all anymore. Janelle Monáe's Dirty Computers named NPR's Album of the Year.
Yay.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Cuba's beginning full internet access for who?
For everyone. Anyone with a mobile phone. Yeah,
Whoa.
That's kind of cool. Cuba's getting full internet access for mobile phones. So that means, they're soon going to be using all kinds of hip slang and also buying. I wonder if Amazon will be able to ship down there. Probably not. But yeah, it's all changing down there. Get down. We should go down there and visit soon before it's just like the rest of the world with a bunch of, fucking bullshit tourist attractions and whatnot. So that's kind of cool. Speaking of the diaspora, what else?
The only one that I have is that Amber Geiger was indicted for murder for slaying Botham Jean.
Yay!
So
it's a funny thing to say yay to, but yay.
The Texas off-duty officer who shot and killed a man in his own apartment, claiming she thought he was an intruder in her apartment.
You remember that? Yeah, I remember that. You know how confused you get when you walk into somebody else's apartment and it looked like a totally different apartment, but I guess it could be your apartment, and then you aim your gun at them and then shoot them. You know how we accidentally be doing that sometimes. Don't act brand new.
God, so much killing. I know. I've been watching this.
The new Sandra Bland documentary.
I had to, man.
Of course. I'm just glad it's out there. It's not Yes Yes Y'all to her death, but it is Yes Yes Y'all to the fact that we are saying her name and keeping her.
It really. I'm not
active.
even all the way through it. It's just, it's not easy to watch, and a lot of it, I think, so many of these stories, it just really highlights the prison industrial complex and the system and how it treats black women and people of color. It's primarily run by white men, as is the legal system and justice system. I mean,
I don't think Mel is getting really the spirit of Yes Yes Y'all right now, but that is okay. We are going to continue to talk about good things. Lord have mercy.
She got indicted. Well, you pulled up the movie. You wouldn't have pulled up the movie.
But you're poking. I'm trying to focus on the good parts of it. Yes,
yeah,
the fact that
you haven't watched it yet.
I know, but still, you should go out and see it. I want you to see it. We're not trying to dissuade you from watching it by telling you how horrible it is.
I'm just saying, get ready.
Get ready. Yes,
It's one thing
trigger
for us
warning.
to talk about it and read the articles and scroll about it, but to like watch this movie that interviews her family and to hear a lot of the details that maybe we didn't hear, and you sitting there trying to put it together is something else.
I believe it. Well, here's a Christmas miracle, okay? Concert goers at the Amnesty International concert presented by the CBGB Festival at Barclays Center on February 5th, 2014. Mark your calendars. Oh, sorry. I'm reading the caption. I'm crazy. Where is this?
Well, I love the headline. It just says they only had to wait 20 minutes for her.
Yeah, I can't see where she was. Oh, the O2 Arena. At the O2 Arena recently in London, Lauryn Hill was only 20 minutes late. That's right, only 20 minutes late to the concert.
How long did we wait? Didn't we see her at Coachella that year?
We saw Lauryn Hill? I don't believe we saw nothing on Lauryn Hill.
We saw Kanye and
that was
we saw Erykah Badu. We never saw Radiohead.
That wasn't Radiohead. Who am I? I remember Tom York's DJ set. Never mind.
We saw
who was it?
Fire.
Arcade Fire.
Fuck, they were fire. They were fire. It was a good set. They're great outside live.
They did kill it.
But I could have sworn maybe it was a different show because she was making.
Yeah,
jokes
I don't think
about
she was outside. I think that was back in.
She was kind of during the day. She was making jokes. She was pregnant, and she was like, "Oh, I'm the most fertile woman in the world." She was like, "I'm maybe not." You don't remember?
I don't.
I feel like okay, never mind. I thought we waited an hour.
Anyway, she was there. She was only 20 minutes late, which is basically
I wonder how long.
2 days early for Lauryn Hill. And my mama always told me that it.
I think it pisses God off if you walk by the color purple.
You gotta just really
in
give
the
thanks.
field. Don't notice it.
You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. You just gotta appreciate when good things happen. Okay. Michelle Obama said. Did we talk about this already? She said that leaning shit don't.
Bullshit, yeah.
Huh?
It was bullshit.
Oh, we talked about that. Okay.
No, we didn't talk about it, but I read it.
Yeah.
But I feel like Sheryl Sandberg even kind of said it was bullshit after her husband died and she became a single parent. A single worker parent.
Her husband did die, didn't he?
Yeah, tragically, suddenly.
Damn, I do remember
the love of her life. And she was like,
wow.
Yeah. She was like, I can't lean in like I used to. That was like basically what she said.
I do remember that.
So, I'm not.
Yeah, that's not even a burn. That's not even a burn.
I'm not
That's just a
frustrated with her.
realization.
It's a fact now. She sees it now. She sees the blind spot that she had. But
I hear that. Okay.
But whatever Shelley wants to confirm, I'm with it.
Yeah. Okay. Here's another really good one. Pastor John Gray switched up the collection plate this past Sunday while blasting pulpit pimps during his sermon. During what he said was to be an emotional service, Gray told the congregation of Relentless Church in Greenville, South Carolina, that members in need should take cash from the church's offering baskets instead of donating. For too long, people have stood in the pulpit and told you to give. Very rarely have I seen churches stop and said, leave the baskets out. Let the people get what they need. We've got too many pulpit pimps who want to get fat off people but don't want to meet the needs of the poor people, said Gray during a sermon, which was called Leftovers. Holy shit. Look at Jesus. I mean, look, I ain't seen Jesus in a long time. Not since my grandma died, to be quite honest with you. But that ain't nothing but yep. That ain't nothing but yep. Everything is yep about that for me. All that is yep. All that is yep. Yep. More of that, son. More of that.
He said, are there any single mothers in here? You had an orange light in your gas tank when you pulled up. Where are you? Come to the altar. Hurry, single mothers. Are there any single fathers? And you had less than a quarter tank of gas. Where are you? Come to the altar.
Wow.
Come to the altar.
Praise Jesus. I mean, look, if y'all felt it, you feel it in your heart when you hear about something like that.
Somebody who needed $20 went up and got $20.
When you need it, you need it. When you need it, it's everything.
That's a blessing. That's
when you need it, it's
a
everything.
Blessing in church.
It's everything when you need it. It really is. I think that's just amazing.
Pulpit pimps. I'm surprised I haven't heard that
pimps
phrase before.
Well, it's definitely in circulation now. Pulpit pimps.
Oh, I love them.
Lakeith Stanfield gave props to all black women out there. She said, the most beautiful beings I've ever seen, black woman, wrote the actor next to a black and white photo of Jada Pinkett, Adrian Banfield Jones, and Willow Smith. 3 generations of loveliness. Right away, Stanfield received all kinds of thanks and praise for his post. I wish you knew just how much it means to us when our black men uplift us like this, one woman wrote. Thanks, love. But of course, there were a few complaints that immediately caught folks' attention. What about me? Someone wrote, who based on their profile status seemed to be a white woman. What about you? Someone responded. He said black women. Bye. That is black Twitter for you. There were others who called the Atlanta activist post racist, which drew even more comments. A black man uplifting black women is not an attack on other races. That is kind of funny. That is weird when somebody would take offense to you having to recognizing something specific. Like to say that that's a beautiful rose means fuck all tulips. Doesn't even make any sense. Or to say that I find my wife specifically beautiful doesn't mean like fuck all these other bitches all around. I mean, it does kind of mean that, but ain't you supposed to believe that?
But but look, this is a beautiful picture.
Y'all should see this
of
picture.
these women. You got to show the picture.
Let me show y'all.
That's the other thing, is he's not lying.
This is a lovely picture. I can make it bigger too.
I just can't. It's not even worth it.
Yeah, we can't get so excited, and and it is super late. We're about to wrap this up, y'all. We have been going a long time. So, anyways, yeah, don't be sensitive, white people. White women, y'all are beautiful. Everybody's beautiful. We're all beautiful in our bodies and in our spirits. Unless you're mean and intentionally mean to people, and you're not trying to stop being mean, then you're ugly. Then you're just ugly, because that's an inside thing. Oh, here's something. Yes, y'all. Marriage gets easier over time, according to reports.
This looks so ridiculous. This looks like...
These look like very happy...
Nah, this is such a stock photo. I can't believe you're even posting this.
Happy black people.
This is clearly not representative of life.
These are let's look at these very happy black people right there. They're clearly in their late middle age, enjoying each other's company.
The nigga ain't even smiling. So.
After he does look like he might be out of it. Like he might have forgot.
I don't understand.
Like he stopped remembering things a long time ago. He like, where are we going? Where we heading to? She like, I got him now.
Right here.
Got this dude.
No, some work involved. I like this one by Insecure, homegirl from Insecure. Well, 2 of them. Ivana Orji got a book deal. Bamboozled by Jesus. She's been outspoken about her faith, and so she's going to be writing about that and
that's dope.
Her career. And I'm very excited. And then, what's her name? Natasha Rothwell.
Yes, she
signs an overall deal with HBO. Shit, she's funny. Let's do it. And then the other girl, Amanda Seales, got a show coming out on HBO.
Oh, that's gonna be dope. That's well earned.
Well earned. I thought so too. I was like, okay,
that's dope. She's been at it for a long time.
Yep.
Since the Amanda Diva days. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, we should just get used to saying that name and figure out what the fuck what we gonna abbreviate that to.
Yeah, she's great.
Because she is clearly, she ain't not even in office yet, and she is like in the news every single day. Like clearly,
but every time I hear her
speak,
she's like is learning.
Absolutely.
She's like, I'm here to really do this.
I don't think we've ever seen this story before. The story of a 20-something-year-old congressperson going to, and like basically from scratch, basically becoming a congressperson. I mean, we've never seen this story.
I don't know if it was on a tweet or Instagram, and she was like, "This is the handbook they give you." It was like 1,000 pages. And it was like, we're taking the tour and learning who needs to be on our staff. And it's like, okay, bitch, how we do this?
Yeah, like how do we do this? Yes, and I love that.
She's showing it. She got that.
Well, she just got out of college. She knows how to do this already. She's like, okay, books, studying, preparing.
She knows how to do social media.
We know how to do this.
And then,
they're like, you done fucked up. You let the wrong one in.
They always do like, there's all these group shots with her and the other like women. The Somali woman, the 2 Native women.
They're the crew. They're the crew. They're the squad. The squad, yes.
I see it on social media.
They all squatted up.
Also, I love that she mentioned that when she was a waitress, she was paying twice as much in her employee contribution towards her health care compared to what Congress people pay.
Crazy.
And she's like, how y'all gonna have a cheap, very excellent health care and not be willing to offer that?
Disgusting.
To American citizens.
Gross.
So they exactly.
And now on top
of
that, she's bucking the recent trend in Congress, and she's going to pay her interns Apparently, they don't do that shit. They haven't done that since Bill Clinton, who stopped the practice when he called himself tightening the belt straps, bootstraps, or whatever of big government. But she's gonna pay her interns because she's dope. She's dope.
Okay, that means there's money for that.
Yeah.
Everyone else is just choosing not to do it.
Everyone else is just putting that budget somewhere else apparently because they are fuckers.
What? A 7-year-old
Oh yeah, so
earned
the last
$22 million off of YouTube?
Our last story is the highest earning YouTube, highest paid star is a 7-year-old boy who reviews toys, and he made $22 million. Yeah, I know. What are our kids doing with their lives? I know.
This feels like catching hell.
Look at this guy.
No, I've seen.
Look at this kid.
Graphic of Donald.
Oh, is that
Duck
right? They got
flipping bills,
counting money, counting that money.
I remember maybe like 3 years ago when he was just really big, and obviously you could tell he was getting some sponsorships. Mm-hmm. But I remember learning about him or seeing him.
You know what he did? Now he has his own private line of stuffed animals and toys. Knuck. I was like, this the smart. I was like, I can't hate. Ain't he brown? He's some flavor of brown.
Parents.
I'm not sure what race he is, but he's some flavor.
I don't care what race he is.
Brown. He's brown as fuck.
I don't care what gender or religion they are. This motherfucker's parents.
Ryan.
This motherfucker, the biggest solid.
Oh, he set him up.
Without,
He good. He done. He's good.
Having to buy a house in his name.
He good.
You know what I'm saying?
He good.
College paid.
The majority of his audience are kids his age. That means they're going to be with him the rest of his goddamn life. Do you know what I'm saying? They're going to be watching this nigga on YouTube.
They're going to be like, Ryan.
Wow.
At this point, just based on this alone, Ryan could open, what are we in, 2018?
Yeah.
Ryan's going to have the biggest box office opening in
yes.
2039.
Yes. Although to be realistic, based on everything I know about child stars, not that I want to see this happen, but he probably gonna be fucked up as fuck when he get.
I don't know. I'm saying I think he should take the money and go dark. And
that's what I'm saying. Like if he disappears,
he's barely started school. Just go
to
school.
Right. Like yeah, no. If he disappears for a while, has a regular life. But what I'm saying is if he stays in in front of a YouTube camera from now until 17, he gonna be worse than Justin Bieber. He's gonna be so wow.
Side note: there's a great interview of Bo Burnham, and he started off making these YouTube videos in college. So
I do remember that.
He talks about basically how to be a young person, and then now you're in your late 20s, and you've basically become famous doing this thing. It's crazy.
Wow, maybe this is the new move.
Ryan, we wish you the best. I hope your parents take care of you and manage your money, and that they are not exploiting you, and that if you don't want to do your video reviews anymore and make millions of dollars, they won't make you.
Yes. And if you want other parents and they won't and just blink twice. Right. If you want to loving,
enjoy having fun and sharing what must be a really awesome personality and strong command of the English language.
We assume. I
gotta watch it now.
Yeah,
I'm watching. You've gained a fan.
So yeah. So that's it, guys. That's it. Congratulations for surviving another week. God knows I'm grateful for it. Any last things to say, or
I don't think so. I think I'm deliriously tired.
I guess I could do some shout outs if I was super
let's do shout outs.
About it. If I'm super about it.
We gotta shout everybody out.
All right, let's do some shouts.
Actually repost our show.
They repost our show on SoundCloud, and
people are listening. Thank you.
What always is the White Pants Society? Dankeschön. Tactless Know-It-Alls. Oh, you guys are fun, man. We had a good time with you on the other podcast with Al. We should have you on our podcast very soon. You got a lot of opinions. Random Tannin Podcast, the Talk It Out Podcast. Haven't seen you guys in a while. Good to see you guys.
Hey.
Al Diddy. A new one. Mix the Old Head. Thank you. Very appreciate you, man. Two Squares Podcast. Thank you guys for reposting this, and also thank you for listening. I really can't tell you. I can't tell you how weird it is just to see hundreds of people downloading this podcast that we do nothing to promote anymore.
I think that's why I don't look. It's
last week's podcast.
I don't understand that part of
last podcast from last week is almost on track to get 500 spins in a week, and I think that's just wonderful. That's like 100 spins a day. It's like 100 people coming to my house, our house, a day and saying, hey, what's on your mind? And I just wanted to let you know I don't take that for granted at all. That's very, very cool. And unless you are Russian bots and you're just out there using our podcast to disseminate propaganda and inflame some sort of political, in which case also, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Until next time, guys, stay
Find us on the internet. I'm on Instagram at Melissa K. Anderson, Twitter at Melissa K, spelled out K-A-Y, says. We've got our Facebook page, Woke with Kids, Twitter, IG, all that.
Yep. We even got a webpage, Woke with Kids. Oh, I got to update it. It's been 2 weeks. Oh, God. Okay, anyways, thank you guys so much. All right. See you next time. Stay woke.
Peace.